On China-US trade consultations, China has already sent a press release. During the economic and trade consultations, under the strategic guidance of heads of state, China and the United States had candid, in-depth and constructive consultations on issues of mutual concerns and reached basic consensuses. Both sides agreed to further determine specifics and fulfill each other's domestic approval procedures. And I'd refer you to competent authorities for anything more specific. Next one, please.
发言人好，香港中评社记者提问。
Currently, the Chinese decided to designate October the 25th as a commemoration day for Taiwan's restoration. Could you share more information on that, and what's your comment? In 1945, after 14 years of relentless fight, China has secured the victory in the Chinese People's War of Resistance against Japanese aggression and the World Anti-Fascist War. On October the 25th that year, the ceremony to accept Japan's surrender in the Taiwan province of China, war threader of the Allied powers, was held in Taipei. Since then, Taipei and the Penghu Islands have come back under China's sovereign jurisdiction. Taiwan's restoration is an important outcome of the victory of the Chinese People's War of Resistance against the Japanese aggression, a key and solid evidence of China's restoration of exercise of sovereignty over Taiwan, and part and parcel of the fact Taiwan is part of China, rooted in history and backed by international law. 80 years on after Taiwan's restoration, the Standing Committee of the NPC decided to designate October the 25th as the commemoration day. That shows the firm stance of the Chinese people of all ethnic groups to uphold the One China principle and defend national sovereignty and territorial integrity. The pursuit of the Chinese sons and daughters at home and abroad, including the Taiwan compatriots, and the firm resolve of the Communist Party of China in pursuing the historic mission and realizing China's complete reunification. Its restoration to China is an important part of the outcomes of the Second World War victory and post-war international order. The One China principle is a prevailing consensus in the international community and a basic norm in international relations. The creation of the Day of Taiwan's restoration will greatly consolidate international commitment to the fact that there is but one China in the world, and Taiwan is an inalienable part of China's territory. We hope that countries across the world stay committed to the One China principle, firmly uphold the outcomes of the victory of the Second World War, support Chinese people's just cause to oppose Taiwan independence, separatist activities, and achieve complete reunification. Next one, please.
路透社。普京总统在9天的时候说，俄罗斯已经有了非常高端的导弹技术，中方对此有何评论？
We noted relevant report.
下一个问题。
Next one, please.
发言人你好，环球时报环球网记者。
Global Times. La Repubblica, a Uruguayan newspaper, in an article said that the perception forged by U.S. media and officials that China has become an influential military actor in Latin America seems overstated and is part of the discourse aimed at maintaining the U.S. geopolitical prominence. It stressed that China's threat narrative creates an external challenge for the U.S., allows Washington to justify its role as guarantor of hemispheric security, was China's comment. The people of China and LAC love peace, and China actively supports the proclamation of LAC as a zone of peace and declaration of member states of the Agency for the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons in LAC. The China-LAC cooperation is always about giving each other support and never driven by geopolitical calculations, still as any military agenda. The fact is clear in the eyes of the people of LAC that the false narratives picturing China as a threat can hardly convince anyone in the country, in the region, who is hampering peace and stability in LAC through unilateral military operations. The answer is rather evident. We urge certain countries to respect facts, heed the call from regional countries and their peoples, and stop smearing and vilifying China-LAC relations. Otherwise, they will simply find themselves repelled and rejected by regional countries and their peoples. Next one, please.
Another question from
路透社。菲律宾总统马克思在东盟美国峰会上表示，包括中方危险且强制使用各种设备等行为已经在南海形成了一些关切，中方对此有何评论？
The South China Sea are the common home for China and ASEAN countries, and the peace and stability across the South China Sea requires our joint efforts to safeguard. The provocative actions of the Philippines is the root causes for tension. China will continue to firmly safeguard its sovereignty and rights and interests in accordance with law, and China stands ready to settle maritime differences with the Philippines through dialogue and consultation. To work together with ASEAN countries to effectively and fully implement DOC, promote COC consultations, and jointly safeguard peace and stability of the South China Sea. Relevant countries should earnestly uphold DOC provisions, stop provocative actions, and stop hyping up tensions. Next one, please.
The lady in the back.
Yes, question from AFP.
法新社追问关于中美之间的经贸会谈。在马来西亚，中美除了关于大豆达成了一致之外，贝森特还表示，中方将会推迟实施关于稀土管制的出口措施。美方还说，中美将会就 TikTok 达成最终的交易协议，中方对此有何评论？
I have already responded to the question regarding China-US economic and trade talks, and I'd refer you to competent authorities for anything specific. On TikTok, China's position remains consistent.